Did Activision take down IW4X, IW6X, and also Boy because they're remaking a whole new game? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about that today because this is an idea that is going around the community, and I did tweet about it, and I did bring my thoughts about it, basically saying how I believe that whole concept is a load of copium. I really wish it would make sense, and the reason why people are bringing that up actually is because of the fact that WoW, World of Warcraft, actually did the exact same thing. So what happened was a lot of people really loved WoW Classic, and because they love WoW Classic, they did exactly what they did, just like with BO3. They literally remade BO3 and added a bunch of stability fixes. I guess the only difference though with WoW and Black Ops 3 is that they really didn't have to add any stability fixes. They had to add the game itself because it was removed because the current game wasn't like that. So it's very similar to what we have today. Call of Duty Vanguard Zombies is our last Call of Duty Zombies title, and most people do not like that title at all. They do not relate with it. They do not think it is a good title or reminiscent of the originals, and so the exact same situation is happening. However, again, all these different studios have basically come to a decision to either support modded content or get rid of it. And Activision, I believe, has actually chosen the worst option because, in my all honest opinion, I would love if they were to remake a WoW Classic like Blizzard did and like WoW did back in the day. However, Call of Duty just outright announced that they are taking these down. And honestly, Plutonium is basically tweeting every day a round transition meme, basically saying that they're surviving out here by a literal thread. It is only up to them taking down all of their torrented files, adding in ownership verification for the games as well, and those are the reasons why the actual platform is still up, which is insane to me considering that I believe the main reason why these platforms got taken down was because of piracy at the end of the day. I know it seemed like a personal attack. I know it seems like they're trying to kill Call of Duty Zombies, but I really do just believe it was for piracy. And with things like SM2, because it's its own Call of Duty game, you can't really bring that concept back, which is a big rest in peace in my opinion. I love that concept, and you can't really add ownership verification because if it's a mixture of all these Call of Duties, what are you going to make people spend $800 to play SM2 because you need the assets from every single Call of Duty? So, you know, because of that, that is why these things are dying. It sucks that Activision cannot be like Rockstar Games or like how Blizzard used to be, not now with Overwatch 2. Because they also affiliated and partnered with Activision, like it is what it is nowadays. But man, it would be so nice to honestly have a COD Zombies Classic game. I'm just gonna paint the picture for you guys right now, where you could play every single Call of Duty Zombies map from World at War to Black Ops Cold War, even add Vanguard. I don't care, Treyarch, sure, do it if you want. But even if it's just all on one game, that would be an incredible idea. And Activision, you see that these mods have traction. That is why you took them down, right? You took them down because people are torrenting your game. You're realizing you're losing money on sales here. So you know that it's a thing that you guys should do. You know that the community wants to be on it. So why is there no big incentive into this? And honestly, I feel like there might again be another situation like Overwatch here, where even if they do add a standalone game, it might just be too little too late at the end of the day. And they might just have to take 5+ years to do something, considering they wasted that much time on Overwatch 2 already. It just really makes me sad, because if this was the reason why all these platforms were being taken down, I think that would be incredible. And even if that was the case, I know a lot of people still would not be happy, because you know that Activision would add just the worst type of microtransactions into all of the older games. They would definitely not leave it as it is. And so it makes me wonder, is Call of Duty 2.0 just Call of Duty but you pay for every feature? That really is feeling like how it is nowadays. And honestly, it just makes me sad that even with this footage right here, this is some of the last incredible, high quality, crisp Black Ops 3 gameplay that you'll probably ever see until people decide to do another patch, and then that gets taken down. Like Activision, I don't know if you realize that this is just going to end up being an endless process at this point. I know everyone's scared, and I know Plutonium has added ownership verification, but because of piracy, are all these old Call of Duties going to be taken down? Are you trying to essentially erase video games from the past? Like, I don't think you can really do that. People know these games. People love these games. And for you to take these down, again, without any explanation as well, even to the public, I feel like it's just such a knife in the heart for every single Call of Duty Zombies fan, especially because of the fact that people were filled with so much copium that they genuinely thought that this was Call of Duty chance to release a standalone game like something like SM2, with that for multiplayer, zombies, and maybe even if they added in all the campaigns. But man, it is just going to end up being legacy content. And I remember watching an XQC stream one time, and he basically was saying that it is egregious that to play all of the older Call of Duties and to buy and pay for legacy content, it's still full price. And let's say you wanted to buy every single Call of Duty, let's say from Call of Duty 4 up until Modern Warfare 2, it would be over $1,000. Like, that's mind-boggling. And that's not even including DLC, microtransactions, weapon skins, none of that. And I remember when BO3 was not yet remastered on the Boy client and everybody was scared that Activision was going to take them down. And here we are now, and so it just makes me sad because I talked to Momo, and he's basically said that he's just given up on the Boy project. He's not going to touch anything now with Call of Duty. And Activision, like, that just makes me feel like trash. You just killed someone's inspiration to make a better product. Like, oh man, why didn't you just talk to them? It does not make any sense, especially because of the fact that you guys need to realize to send a cease and desist letter, you have to literally pay a lawyer thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And Activision was willing to do that, go to war, rather than literally talk to Momo and say, you know what, this is piracy, we're going to ask you to take this down, but you know what, why don't you come work for us? Why don't you come make something that we can actually do and actually have Call of Duty Classic? Activision, I mean, these ideas are so bare bones easy at this point that a group of high school kids in their freaking mom's basement, literally me, are able to play and create modded stuff for your game. So how is it that a AAA gaming studio cannot do the same? It is laughable. You cannot say the same thing about games like Fortnite. Nobody can be Epic Games. Epic Games is Epic Games. They hold that crown for the development for what they do. But Activision can now literally be a group of actual 18-year-old children making these games in their basements and doing a much better job than what the actual game is. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to say. Tell me what you guys think. It would be exciting to see if a standalone game were to ever exist, but I'm making this video basically to shut that down and tell you it's Activision we're dealing with. God bless, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see y'all in that next one, baby.